Hey, it's Ubu, and today we're playing the demo for MEGANAUT, and it's developed by Rubeki Games, the developer of Lauren's Lure. Full disclosure, was sent a key for this through Keymailer from the developer, which I greatly appreciate. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So I have a key here for the demo, which I'm playing early and will be released as of uploading this video. So you can go check this out on Steam. And I believe it also included a key for the full game, so I also really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for reaching out. Basically, we're going beyond the habitat walls, searching the depths and a megastructure for our friend Seija, and figuring out why he left. So very vague, but it's all about exploring these huge megastructures apparently. We're going to be swimming around, going to have some floating mechanics and whatnot. It looked really interesting, and it's also set in the Lauren's Lure universe, if you're familiar with that. So yeah, pretty cool main menu here as well. This is really awesome. So thanks again for reaching out. If you're not familiar with my channel, at the end of the video, I'll review the game and share my general thoughts on it. And that's what I like to do, so stick around if that interests you. We'll go ahead and hit start, I guess. Start game. Are you sure this will erase your current save progress? I don't have any save progress. I have not played this, so yes. I will say yes anyways. Okay, we live in the habitat. I'm a scavenger. I look for salvageable resources needed to sustain this place. My buddy Seija is a maintenance engineer. Our jobs require us to go outside the habitat regularly. One day he didn't come back from his shift. It's dangerous out there, easy to get lost, run out of resources, and die. They say he went into the deep willingly, which is suicide without proper training. Even scavengers only go on well-searched paths. I have to know why he went out, so I volunteered to investigate. Okay. So this guy is crazy. Going out here by himself. Oh gosh. Ascend and talk to the maintenance engineers in the area for clues. Ascend. I can't read today, I'm sorry. Descend and ascend with Q and E respectively. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is spooky. So ascend to talk with people? Is this a people that we need to talk to? Interact with space. Hello? Oh hey, I heard an investigator would come out here. Looking for Seija, huh? Yeah, I worked with him, but I didn't know him very well. Strange guy, kept to himself, mostly talked about weird stuff. I saw him working near the guide wire above, the one that stretches out into the structure. Maybe talk to some of the maintenance workers up there. They might have more intel for you. Above. Game is super dark and spooky. We just started. Zoom out, okay. Is it this thing up here? Great music. Not really sure where we're going, but we're gonna just check it out. Here? Okay. Hello. Seija? I don't know where he went. Always complaining about the job. I don't know what he was looking for. This is a dream job. Is it? Anyway, I wasn't really a close friend or nothing. Talked to Salko over there on the guide rail. I think they were close buddies. Guide rail. Over here. Hello? Seija. Good guy. Never settled or satisfied. The kind of fella who'd get bored in an instant while you talked to him. Kept talking about going beyond the lab. Should have been a scavenger, not a maintenance engineer. I bet he's lost somewhere, just waiting for a rescue team. The idiot. Should check the abandoned lab up ahead for clues. It's not too far if you just follow the guide rail down and it will be on your way. Okay. That welding is very loud to listen to. How could this ever be anyone's dream job? Not possible. Unless it pays, like, an insane amount of money. I don't know why you would want to do this. I guess that would be the point. Like $500 an hour. It would have to be a lot. Okay, oops, sorry, we're going down. God, this music is nuts. Here we go. I do like so far that the game is kind of telling me where to go, because I would be kind of spooked out having to search through all this kind of stuff by myself without any guide whatsoever. That'd be scary. It's gonna be scary either way. Whatever. You know what I mean. What is this? It looks like Seija was here. His name comes up in the access log. Search query suggests he was looking for a tool called inject. This is an experimental tool that can inject code into megastructure control systems. Query returned a result. There are 3 such tools available in this lab. Perhaps if you find one of them, you can follow Seija's path? Any, like this room? This is as fast as we can move, so it seems, by the way. Can, like, no sprint or anything. We're just kind of floating around. Maybe it means I need to continue going down, like, you know, where that light is. That's what I'll do. Whoops, I'm hitting the wrong button. Let's talk to this guy. Oh, he's just a guy, like, in a container? These papers look like they're from a manual for the suit in display. Oh. It describes the suit functionality in some detail. Purpose: to filter out toxic spores from the atmosphere. Operating temperature: negative 150 degrees... Negative 157 degrees Celsius up to 121 degrees Celsius. Propulsion system: via Leviathan orb. Leviation orb? What did that say? Whatever. Levitation orb. Upgrades. Attachable components like the M-Inject tool can be used to augment suit function. Control methods. Gesture and EEG signals are used to control the suit in various attachments. Power control. Energy needed to control the suit is derived from the orb's nuclear power source. This technology is quite incredible. Yeah, we have a nuclear-powered orb helping us navigate. That's pretty wild. Like, personal-sized. Holy crap. How do they keep you from getting radiation from it? Okay. I need to find that tool somehow. It looks like these documents were spread out and searched through erratically. They are research documents, probably what this lab was set up for. They seem to suggest that the habitat is predicted to have life support system failure in approximately 45 years from now. Due to scarcity of resources needed to sustain it, the researchers were prospecting new land and or resource-rich locations. Then why was this place abandoned? I don't know. Because it's scary. The terminal says that the elevator is online and functional. It can only be controlled with a special tool. Okay, we're still looking for a tool. Maybe this is it. Functional M-Inject tool. You take it. Oh, it's on our back now. Cool. Very cool. So we're not in water. Right? I made it seem as though we're in some sort of atmospheric environment rather than aquatic. That's very interesting, actually. Elevator activated by inject. Descending to base. Okay. Last week, I searched Seija's apartment for clues to his whereabouts. What I found was concerning. Oh, wow. Look at this change up here. Seija has some strange crumbled up notes on his desk. Where are we anyway? Where is the habitat? I know it's in the structure, but what is the structure? Good questions. Oh, I see what's going on. An employee manual opened to a page saying don't go too far from the habitat without explanation. Seija has circled it for some reason. It also has a webpage open showing statistics of fatality rates and reasons on the job. Unexplained disappearances do happen at a low rate of about 5% of fatalities. Okay. Oh look, it's like outside. The street, and bushes and everything. Today I'm going to go down there. I know others have left the habitat. I want to see the truth. This reminds me of an anime called Ergo Proxy. And it has very similar themes to this, of wanting to go beyond what you're taught, I guess, if that makes sense. There wasn't much about his precise location, but generally down seems the way to go. I better head to the outside. Down. And just being in a society that, like, breaking societal walls, basically, like, he didn't want to be compliant anymore. He wanted to see what was further beyond the habitat and his reality, I guess. Dear God. So down we go. Look how cool this looks. If there are creatures or anything like that in this game, I'm gonna lose it. I mean, we're really slow. I don't know how we would make it out alive, but... Anyways. Where does this cable go? We'll follow that. Not really sure what our direction is now in general. Okay, here's something, I think. Oh no, please, please. The fan is kept running by 3 power nodes. Remove the batteries from the nodes to turn off the fan. Okay, well I had the right idea. So I guess we'll just follow these around and find the batteries. Pretty simple stuff. Nice. That's one. If you, like I mentioned earlier, if you haven't watched the anime Ergo Proxy, it's really good. It's weird, but it's great. Random thought, but whatever. Almost, you could even say, like, the Matrix is like, oh, this is real life. Don't ask questions. But then it's like, what is the Matrix? Like, it can't be what, you know, what all there is. There has to be more to life than being in the Matrix. I just like the concept is all. So that's what his friend was up to. Must be something beyond the habitat. What is the habitat? What is the truth? What is our purpose? I'm just rambling. I'm having a good time. Alright, progress. I like how slow, methodical this game is so far. We are very slow. Okay, here we go. Also gives off like weird alien vibes. Like the movie Alien. Jeez Louise. I mean, somebody would have to have built all this. Or something. Some beings. Got a red light ahead. Gosh almighty, dude. Nice try. It kind of scared me. Oh. This is not Seija. Oh. They're dead. Their distress light is on. It looks like they've been down here quite a while. I wonder what maintenance engineer is doing this... What a maintenance engineer is doing this far from the wall. Something he's not supposed to be doing. Oh, whoops. Sorry. I randomly hit space. Okay. This is crazy weird. Uh-oh. Hey! Who's that? Come back. Oh. Thank you for playing the demo. Don't forget to wishlist the full game. Alright. Okay, well that ended kind of abruptly, to be honest, but it was overall a very interesting experience. But now I'll review the game and share more about my experience here. So, visually, I think the game is pretty interesting. I quite like its art direction. It's very simplistic, very much a retro sort of visual appeal here, which I like. Obviously, it has decent fidelity. You know, it looks good. It doesn't look, you know, jagged and crazy or anything like that. So, I think it looks really good visually. Just the overall art direction. I do enjoy the visual appeal of the game in terms of environmental detail and the overall environmental design. It looks really cool. I like the idea of being in these like super mega structures built by someone, and then just exploring the dark depths of these huge structures or whatever they are, pipes and everything. Really cool stuff. And I think the overall visual appeal of the game and visual presentation I think is really solid. It's very simplistic, but I think it's really effective, and it's very interesting to me. I think even being able to see like our friend's apartment and walk around, having situations like where the game's pacing is broken up a little bit, having us do something like that randomly where, oh, I searched my friend's apartment a few days ago or whatever, so you're walking around the apartment and then it cuts back, you're, you know, back exploring in this strange place. So really cool stuff. Overall visual presentation I would say is really strong. In terms of audio, I would also say audio is pretty decent for the most part. I very much enjoy the main menu here. I like the sound, this mysterious tone that the game is setting here on the main menu. It's a very strong setting. I very much like that about main menus that do this correctly. So I would say this is a really solid main menu in terms of audio and whatnot. Audio in the game is also pretty solid. I like hearing us breathing in our suit. I think that adds just to the strangeness of it all, and almost even the not claustrophobia necessarily, but obviously because it's just such a wide open areas, but it does feel claustrophobic still, if that makes sense. You're in this little suit. Maybe there's a different term for it. It's like thalassophobia, where you're afraid of like deep, wide open waters, things of that nature. But hearing our breathing, I think, is very effective. And I think it works really well for the overall tone of the game. I would say when you're talking to people and they're using their welders, the welding sound is very loud, which is okay, but I just wanted to point that out. When I'm trying to read something and this is super loud welding sound is happening, it's kind of distracting. Aside from that, I would say audio just in general is pretty strong. I like the ominous tones and music and whatnot. The music is really well done. And I think overall the audio is very complementary to the overall experience. In terms of mechanics, very strange game mechanically. I had the impression that it would be a lot more exploring. Of course, this is just the demo, but the game actually seems to be rather linear in its own way, and I actually think that's a good thing. I think the setting being so wide open as it is doesn't require the game to be mostly focused on you wandering around aimlessly. I like the idea of it using its space effectively as big open areas with clear linear objectives, where you talk to the different engineers and maintenance workers. They sort of set you along a path. Then once you're sort of on your own, you find something like wires, you follow the wires, and it says, well, I need to go turn these batteries off, and then you explore the room. I think that's using the environment in a very smart way, rather than being like, okay, y'all, play my game and just look around aimlessly and good luck or whatever, which may also work. Maybe they have something like that planned for certain areas of the game going forward, but in terms of the way the demo functioned, mechanically, I would say it's pretty strong. For me personally, I don't like to look around aimlessly in games. I get a little frustrated with that sometimes. I play a lot of liminal space games, and even in liminal space games that can be huge, it's smart to have a semi-linear idea about it so people can enjoy the game, enjoy the environmental detail, enjoy the overall experience without feeling like your time is being wasted because you're stuck in a labyrinth or something of that nature. So this game, I think, does a really good job with using big, wide open spaces. The whole idea of their game being about megastructures, or at least one of the core features, but also being smart about how to make the player traverse through them and give them a sense of progression. So I think you did a good job there and struck the balance, at least from what I experienced in the demo. So mechanically, I'd say the game is pretty strong so far. In terms of story and concept, pretty straightforward. We're looking for our friend, Seija, who I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. I've been saying it that way the whole time. We're just trying to find him. And being able to, I think, talk to people and them tell us a little bit more about him and sort of his habits and what he was going through before he disappeared, I think is an interesting way to start the story out. And then, of course, we have a flashback where we're investigating and looking through his apartments and seeing what he was searching and looking up and writing down, just to sort of get it in his headspace a little bit of why he disappeared. And I think that was a good way to do that. I also enjoy the idea of exploring and being able to find notes throughout the world to kind of do a little bit of world building. I think that's really smart. Even if it's just explaining how the technology works and whatnot very briefly, I think that's effective, and I think it's a good way to sort of have the player understand a little bit more of the world without overwhelming them with exposition or something of that nature. So the story is really cool, and I'm very intrigued to see where it can go. You know, we had a weird sort of flash of a face in front of us at the end of the demo. I wonder how psychological it will become, how esoteric it all really is. And I'm really interested to see sort of where this will lead to. So I'd say the story is really interesting to me, and I think it has a lot of potential. And I've overall enjoyed the concept of the game, exploring megastructures and just being in this strange world. So conceptually, the game is really strong as well. In terms of performance, I think the game performed pretty well. I had no issues with it personally. It did seem maybe in some areas it has a little bit of stutter. It hitches a little bit. And in other areas, the game is extremely smooth. I'm not really sure why that is. And also, it does have my fans on my computer going a little hot. And I'll show the settings like I've been trying to do on this part of the review. So you have like VSync and everything in the frame rate limit. I'm not sure if there's just more optimization that the game is requiring. Yeah, I just noticed the computer fans are going a little hot playing this, which I find strange. But overall, the game performed fine. Just wanted to point that out. So my final judgment for the MEGANAUT demo is I would say it's very good, especially for a demo. I very much enjoy almost every aspect of it. The overall visual presentation, the audio design, mechanics are interesting. The story and concept are also very interesting and has a lot of potential. And I like the overall environmental storytelling and how the game explains sort of what's going on with the character we're looking for, our purpose, and the world and setting that we're in. I think all of that is very intriguing to me, and I think they presented it all in a very immersive way. in an effective way. So great work with this demo. And thanks again for sending me a key for this. I really appreciate you reaching out, and feel free to stay in touch. You know how to reach me. And yeah, I wish you the best of luck on your future endeavors and your work. Anyways, tell me what you think in the comments below. What are your thoughts on this game? Do you agree or disagree with me? Do you have anything to add? Do you just want to say hi? Let me know what's up. And don't forget to check the pinned comment below for the links to everything. Go play this game for yourself, form your own opinion, and tell the developer what you think about it. I'm sure they'd really appreciate your feedback as well as mine. And if you enjoy my content, hit subscribe, leave a like, comment, share the video. I'd greatly appreciate your support. And don't forget, you can also check the description for links to my socials if that interests you. Anyways, thanks for watching my video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I think that's all I have to say about it. So thanks for hanging out with me, and don't forget, the pale moth is always watching.